Hi there. On this episode, we talk to Anand Dharamraj from Indimotard, who tells us about the importance of track days and how it helps you become a better rider.
Hi, this is Anand Dharamraj from Indimotard Adventures. We do run a track riding school called TWO, Throttle Wide Open. I believe it's India's first and finest track riding school. So this is a small introduction to those who are wondering what a track school would mean if you own a motorcycle and you were interested. So primarily the intent of the track riding school is not just for racers. I mean, that's, I think, the most important thing, which is that it's actually meant for people who want to get better at riding. The example that I quote is that a lot of us have learned how to ride a motorcycle, with your uncle, father, brother, somebody who taught you. And a lot of things that we are taught are, based on not necessarily the best of interest in terms of how to optimize, how to be more efficient, how to be more safe with respect to riding a motorcycle. So a track, for example, allows you to unlearn a lot of these habits, the school itself. It allows you to sort of learn new techniques. We're not reinventing the wheel. What we're trying to do is basically sort of look at the science of riding and to be able to break it down into smaller components and allow us to sort of be better, safer riders. And in the bargain, when you say safer, it also means smoother. It means, and smooth is equal to fast. So that's one of the, the best things that I think we try to impart in the school is to say it's not about racing, it's learning how to ride better. A lot of examples come to mind. I mean, most of us on motorcycles enjoy being on twisties, a lot of gut sections that we really love corners. But how do you deal with a corner? I think if you look at defensive driving, we do what's called a point and shoot method, which is you go into a corner, you brake, then you decide that the corner is actually decreasing radius, increasing radius, then you decide to accelerate mid-corner, you shift, while in some cases you even shift when you're inside a corner. A lot of these cause instability to the motorcycle and causing you to be unsafe. You start to go off if you're riding, especially on the street, start going off of your lane. There's vehicles coming, panic sets in, you hit the brakes, you start target fixating on vehicles that are coming, lots of distractions, and it doesn't really allow you to make the corner into a clean run, if I call it. The track is the best environment because of a lot of reasons. One, of course, it's a school. So the components of what you want to learn are broken down into many. And each of them is followed by on-track sessions. We have qualified instructors who have raced, who have spent a lot of time riding, unlearning and learning. The kind of traffic obviously is, on a track, the surface is predictable every lap, every session that you're out. We have marshals, we have medical, we have instructors, we have videos, we have pictures, and we break down students into batches of, per instructor, maybe maximum of 5 to 7. And it allows us to go from theory in the classrooms to practice sessions, drills on the track. And we spend, typically our track days are about 2 days sessions, which is again broken down into 2 days of level 1, 2 days of level 2, level 3, etc. Now, each of these levels, obviously the level 1 is where you start with, you know how to ride a motorcycle, you are keen on, you've seen a lot of stuff, you've seen Rossi and, Marquez doing what they do. And you aspire to sort of, obviously you're captivated by what they're doing and you're interested in sort of learning how do they do what they do at those kind of speeds consistently, lap after lap. The best place is obviously the racetrack, where we can, monitor, educate, unlearn, learn all of these components and sort of obviously make you a better rider. Each of these is, again, each of what you learn is applicable on the street, primarily because a lot of the changes that you're making are proactive in terms of your vision, what you're providing as rider input into controlling the vehicle, steering the vehicle, accelerating, braking, where you're looking, and the street riding becomes a lot more, in my opinion, a lot more safer. When I'm in traffic, when I'm in, running, for example, a tour, I am actually riding very proactively. I'm looking at what's around me. I'm not using the brakes as much. I'm not destabilizing the motorcycle by being extremely jerky on the accelerator, on the brakes. So the idea is to make yourself, make it smooth in terms of how you ride your motorcycle. So you're looking at the environment around you, and the street is obviously a lot more difficult to ride because there's so many things, especially in a country like India where it's completely disorganized. And I believe that the track is the best place to not just learn how to ride, but also to get your kicks. I mean, all of us who ride motorcycles enjoy going at a certain speed. We enjoy the corners, the rush of being on a motorcycle and actually spending concentrated time making yourself much more well equipped to dealing with all of this, in terms of getting off the road, getting on the road, and obviously being on the track and coming back for more sessions. So level 1 is a good introduction, what I call learn how to ride better. Level 2 is where you say, you know what, I kind of got an idea of what I want to do, but I want to get a little quicker. I want to get a little faster. I want to learn certain techniques, which will help me go a little faster. Level 3 is, of course, a lot more advanced, and you're really dedicated to this in terms of sort of putting some investments down. You're looking at, obviously better parts for your motorcycle, a better motorcycle at sometimes, better gear, and you're starting to go much faster and sort of enjoy that whole rush of if I call it conquering the corners and sort of undoing the fear that that we all typically have, and each of us has our own fear factor of, how much do I lean, and, am I lean too far? Will I lose traction? Do the tires have enough grip? You start paying attention to a lot of this, and I think it fine tunes your ability. It's, in my opinion, it's just like saying, okay, I went to learn a sport. Maybe it's tennis, maybe it's badminton, maybe it's, basketball, whatever. The more hours you put, the better you get at it. So, as the outliers say, you spend 10,000 hours and you can be as good as Rossi. Jokes aside, but that's one of the reasons that you say, I want to come back, get better, not just in terms of myself, but also from when I'm out riding with others. I kind of, I'm not being an unsafe rider out for others. So I kind of don't react, but I'm much more proactive. And that's the first most basic components of what I would call attending a track school. There are many in India, or I should say not many, but there are a few in India. We started about almost 17, I want to say 17 or 18 years ago. It started off as club, sort of just giving some inputs. It morphed into something a lot more professional. We have instructors who are very qualified, who are able to articulate what you need to be doing on the racetrack. And you're there. We are there with you all of those 2 days. And we also have open sessions, which means you've come to school, but you want to upgrade from level 1 to level 2. But we believe that, getting some open track time, to hone your skills, to better your skills, riding with people who are in the same sort of, if you call it the same foundation, will obviously make you much more suited in terms of wanting to upgrade to a level 2, and then, maybe interested in, for example, racing at the Indian National Level Championships. And you're much more better. The etiquette of riding, the thought behind what all are the senses that are alive, and all of what your every limb of yours, every part of you is now working actively rather than passively, and using this mechanism or the school to benefit from this is, I think, my input to this. I went to a school, I don't know, when I thought I was the king of the world, maybe 30 years ago in the US. And it really, really, really opened my eyes in terms of what it really means to be going fast, what it means to generally understand racing as such, and what all, how much of effort goes into somebody who's getting prepared for motorcycles, as a hobby, or as, sort of trying to take this up professionally. So this is sort of a very brief introduction. We are Indimotard, and we run TWO, Throttle Wide Open. And please come and join us one of these days. And so I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening to this podcast. I want to hear your stories, your motorcycle experiences, what you've been doing, and how motorcycles have made your life better. So if you have something to say, DM us on Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to get you on this podcast.